For more than 2 years I fought off these reflections with partial success. My father secured me a place in an insurance office, and I buried myself in routine as deeply as possible. In the winter of 1930 to 1931, however, the dreams began. They were very sparse and insidious at first, but increased in frequency and vividness as the weeks went by. Great, watery spaces opened out before me, and I seemed to wander through titanic, sunken porticos and labyrinths of weedy cyclopean walls with grotesque fishes as my companions. Then the other shapes began to appear, filling me with nameless horror the moment I awoke. But during the dreams they did not horrify me at all. I was one with them, wearing their inhuman trappings, treading their aqueous ways, and praying monstrously at their evil, sea-bottomed temples. There was much more than I could remember, but even what I did remember each morning would be enough to stamp me as a madman or a genius if I ever dared write it down. Some frightful influence I felt was seeking gradually to drag me out of the sane world of wholesome life into the unnameable abyss of blackness and alienage. And the process told heavily on me. My health and appearance grew steadily worse, till finally I was forced to give up my position and adopt the static, secluded life of an invalid. Some odd, nervous affliction had me in its grip, and I found myself at times almost unable to shut my eyes. It was then that I began to study the mirror with mounting alarm. The slow ravages of disease are not pleasant to watch, but in my case, there was something subtler and more puzzling in the background. My father seemed to notice it too, for he began looking at me curiously and almost upbraidingly. What was taking place in me? Could it be that I was coming to resemble my grandmother and Uncle Douglas? One night, I had a frightful dream in which I met my grandmother under the sea. She lived in a phosphorescent place of many terraces, in gardens of strange, leprous corals and grotesque brachiate efflorescences, and welcomed me with a warmth that may have been sardonic. She had changed, as those who take to the water change, and told me she had never died. Instead, she had gone to a spot her dead son had learned about, and had leaped to a realm whose wonders destined for him as well. He had spurned with a smoking pistol. This was to be my realm too. I could not escape it. I would never die, but I would live with those who lived since before man ever walked the earth. Well, the jinn sometimes show people things and say this will be your world. But in a way, we never die, only the bodies die. I met also that which had been her grandmother for 80,000 years. Pathial had lived in Nathlai, and thither she had gone back after Obed Marsh was dead. Nathlai was not destroyed when the upper earth men shot death into the sea. It was hurt, but not destroyed. The deep ones could never be destroyed, even though the Paleogean magic of the forgotten old ones might sometimes check them. For the present, they would rest, but someday, if they remembered, they would rise again. For the tribute great Cthulhu craved, it would be a city greater than Innsmouth next time. They had planned to spread, and had brought up that which would help them. But now they must wait once more. For bringing the upper earth's men dead, I must do a penance, but that would not be heavy. This was the dream in which I saw a Shoggoth for the first time, and the sight set me awake at a frenzy of screaming. That morning, the mirror definitely told me I had acquired the Innsmouth look. So far, I have not shot myself as Uncle Douglas did. I bought an automatic and almost took the step. but certain dreams deterred me. See, that's part of the trick too, is the demons could convince you of something that doesn't end the horror. The tense extremes of horror are lessening, and I feel queerly drawn toward the unknown sea deeps instead of fearing them. I hear and do strange things in sleep, and awake with a kind of exultation instead of terror. I do not believe I need to wait for the full change as most have waited. If I did, my father would probably shut me up in the sanitarium as my poor little cousin is shut up. Stupendous and unheard of splendors await for me below, and I shall seek them soon. Ja, ja. Cthulhu Vatagan. Ja. No, I shall not shoot myself. I cannot be made to shoot myself. I shall plan my cousin's escape from that Canton madhouse, and together we shall go to marvel-shadowed Innsmouth. We shall swim out to the brooding reef in the sea and dive through black abysses to Cyclopean and many-columned Yaha-Nathla, and in that layer of the deep ones we shall dwell amidst wonder and glory forever. I guess I'll end this by PTH, apostrophe, THYAL apostrophe YI had lived in, Y apostrophe HANTHLEI. So how one's supposed to pronounce some of these stuff, isn't quite certain.